In this video, I'm going to cover how to extend an LVM partition when you have all the primary partitions are in use. So here you can see that I have only 18 GB left in here, 97% in use. There is only 3% space on this mount point slash home. So I did run lsblk, and as you can see that I have already used all the primary partitions for STA, that is STA1, STA2, 3 and 4. As you can see, I actually extended this a couple of times, and in that process I have utilized all the primary partitions. So now because I'm out of space, almost 3% on this partition, I want to increase it, but I cannot utilize the method where you can create another primary partition and extend the physical volume. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use a different method here. So for that, there are a couple of things that you remember here. So we are going to increase this, extend the size of this primary partition. As you can see, it is right now 200 gigabytes, and I added 150 GB additional space on this. It is a virtual machine, VMware based, so I increased the space from the virtual machine properties, and we are now going to extend it by another 150 GB. So for that, I did run fdisk /dev/sda, that is the device that we are going to repartition, change the partition scheme for that. And when I did press P, and it showed me the sectors that are available here. As you can see the difference here, there are total this much sectors, and the last partition SDA4 that we have, it is ending at this value. So we have space to extend this, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this partition. For that, now press D, and because it is partition number 4, we are going to delete partition number 4. And now after the partition is deleted, we are going to recreate it. So for that, type N and hit enter, and the type of partition is going to be primary partition, and as the last partition, that is number 4, is the only available one, so 4 is there by default. And then we are going to leave the default values to utilize all the sectors that are available here. Now you can see that the partition extended, and new size of the partition is now 350 gigabytes, from 200 to 350. Now we are going to write these changes, and after writing the changes, you will see that the partition is still showing 200 gigabytes here, right? So to tell the OS that there is a change in the partition table, what we are going to do, we are going to run part probe and telling the OS that for this device the partition table has been changed. Now after that, we have to extend the partition. So for that, first of all, I did run mount to see what type of file system we are using on this partition. So as you can see, this is the mount point slash home, and I'm using XFS here. So now I did run PV display for this partition, and it says that it has allocatable space available, and the size of the partition is 350 GB. So that means we have 150 GB space available on this partition to allocate. So now the next command that I'm going to run is I'm going to run PV resize, so that the partition table resize it and utilize all the space. As you can see here, it updated the size, and then I did run LV scan to see all the mapping here, and then I did use LV resize, and I did increase this logical volume with additional 150 GB. Now you can see that it says it's successfully resized, but even after that, if you type df-h, you still see that it is still at 97% in use, only 3% space left. It's still not showing the expanded space here. So for that, what we have to do is we have to run this command xfs underscore growfs slash home, because this is this partition is actually mapped on slash home. This is the mount point, so that is why we have to run this command, and this is the partition that we want to increase, right? So now after running this command, you see that it says that data blocks have been changed, the value is increased, and now when you run df-h, now it will show you the new partition details here. Now as you can see, the size has been increased, and now it has 168 GB space available. Earlier it had only 18 GB, and we added 150, so adding 150 to 18, it gives a 168 GB. Alright, so this is how you increase the space. There are a lot of articles on the web, but something or the other thing is missing, so I decided that I should just put everything in place in a single well documented video, just so that you don't have to go through multiple searches and um, solve this puzzle or how to do it. This is how I did it, and I hope that it will help somebody, including you. Thank you.